Hey, I'm Jason Conger. I work for Splunk, and I'm here to tell you about what Splunk is and what Splunk does. So, Splunk is a platform for machine data, and machine data is time series unstructured data. So we give you tools to make sense out of all this unstructured data. So you think like Google goes out there and indexes web pages out in the world, and it's time to find what you want. You type in it in that search bar, boom, you got what you want from Google. They tell you where it is. Splunk does the same thing for machine data. You have all this valuable machine data out in your environment, and it is very unstructured. There's no kind of relation to it. You need to know what's going on. You use Splunk, you use a search, find what's going on in your environment, and then you have all kinds of questions. Splunk gives you the answers to those questions via your machine data. So another cool thing that Splunk does with machine data is it gives you visualizations on top of your data. So you can look at all your machine data. It's a lot of text. It's a lot of things that are hard to read, but we give you visualizations to look at your data as well. So one of the apps that we have that visualizes a lot of information for a desktop virtualization environment is a XenApp app, right? There's a lot of pieces that are involved in XenApp, things like hypervisors and networking and shared storage, and all this stuff is an infrastructure that XenApp relies on. So what we do here with Splunk on this demo here that I'll show you is we visualize a lot of these pieces that impact a user's experience. So we have this user Bob that's called in, and he has a poor user experience and he's complaining. So what we're doing here is we're visualizing all the pieces of the stack that impacts Bob's performance. And so we sit here, we say, look, this is his networking layer. Here's the XenApp server that he's on. Splunk looks to see if that server happens to be virtual, and it is, so it shows you some information about that hypervisor that it's running, and it happens to be running on Hyper-V. But also we find that that Hyper-V server is using some shared storage on NetApp. And unfortunately, it looks like our write latency is on average almost 60 milliseconds. And for those of you that don't know, about a 10 millisecond write latency is about as max as you want to go. So we really have a problem with our shared storage here. And Splunk is able to tell you that based on that poor user experience, the problem is storage at this point. So you get your storage admin involved, and he can go out there, maybe a controller failed, something like that. But all it driving, all of this visualization and telling you all that is machine data from various systems, shared storage, hypervisors, XenApp servers, networking gear, all of that stuff is correlating to a user's experience, and Splunk allows you to make sense out of all that unstructured machine data. Thanks, guys.